every worthwhile cartoon runs as long as The Simpsons, or even Scooby-Doo. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underrated cartoon series.
You wouldn't happen to be able to make me a fake ID. See, I need to get into this bar. Good, you've decided not to overreact.
For this list, without placing restrictions on how long they aired, we're looking at animated TV shows that never got the mainstream love they deserve.
See what I tell you? We made it without a scratch.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that.
Number 10, SWAT Cats, The Radical Squadron.
Razor, you're crazier than I am!
One of the coolest animated action series ever starred a couple of cats. Very cool cats, renegades even.
Volcano hopping was kind of fun, but I don't want to spend the rest of my 9 lives stuck in Dinosaurville.
T-Bone Furlong and Razor Clausen were demoted from their law enforcement jobs because their boss was corrupt. Once on their own, they built an epically cool fighter jet and fought crime as vigilantes.
This one's for you, Razor.
SWAT Cats packed a lot of action and adventure into each episode, but didn't skimp on intriguing storylines and well-developed characters.
T-Bone, what are you doing? We're gonna come apart!
Your idea! Sound is the only way you get through to him!
2 seasons were all it could muster, but those 2 seasons were choice.
So, Lieutenant, want to ride in our new jet?
Love to.
Relax, buddy. Just giving it a little space-age car wash.
Number 9, Undergrads.
On this, the night before we depart for college, we say goodbye to our carefree high school years and each other.
Look, Gimpy, college isn't that big of a deal.
College is about more than studying and partying. It's about finding yourself. Or trying, at least.
This is a campus of 45,000 people. Between now and tomorrow, hundreds of people are gonna do things stupider than what you did. Get over it.
The short-lived Undergrads splendidly got across this feeling in its brief 13 episodes, and it did that without getting preachy.
Hi, thanks for coming to our campus support group for virgins. I'm Nitz Walsh, and this is Cal Evans.
Hi, Cal.
Instead, it gave viewers a healthy dose of humor, some of it nuanced, some of it broad, but all of it engaging.
You've read my mind, baby. You have read my mind.
Lots of TV shows revolve around a group of stock types. Undergrads had its types, but they came across as way more real, even if they were animated.
I don't drink.
That's so courageous, Sky. I'm not gonna drink either.
Really?
No, I'm gonna have an Alabama Slammer, guy.
Number 8, Freakazoid.
Super Toon Extraordinaire, Freakazoid, Freakazoid, runs around in underwear, Freakazoid, Freakazoid.
Take the hyperactive insanity of Animaniacs and put it in a superhero suit. That's basically Freakazoid.
Have a nice trip. See you next fall.
Technically, the show was about what happens when a computer bug turns ordinary high school student Dexter Douglas into a blue-skinned being with awesome powers and infinite knowledge.
Will you stop dumping on all my ideas?
But what it was really about was taking all the silliness that's inherent in the concept of the costumed hero and letting it run riot. Surreal, bizarre, filled with kinetic energy, and executive produced by Steven Spielberg, Freakazoid was too odd for mainstream success.
Huh?
But too wonderful to be forgotten.
You said, let's see what makes him tick, and there's a ticking time bomb, get it? Bye!
Number 7, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Hello, I am Space Ghost. Welcome to my show.
Whoever thought of taking serious 1960s superhero Space Ghost and recasting him as a talk show host deserves some kind of medal.
Before we begin, I'd just like to point out to our viewers that although it may seem like the ghost planet behind me is really close, it's actually millions and millions of miles away. So don't worry, we're not going to run into it or anything. Moltar, damage report.
This weird, off-the-wall premise should have fallen flat, but instead, it launched a long-running cult series that somehow never quite got the acclaim it deserved.
And what do you do?
I fly and save planets from peril.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast was a surreal delight, filled with non sequiturs and humor that was often so dry it went over many viewers' heads.
You look like Batman, dude.
I have ears. Batman doesn't.
No, you don't.
Batman has ears.
Those that were tuned into it, however, never forgot it.
This isn't gonna be allowed on.
Oh, yes, it is. No, it's not, man. Some lawyers just called from the label. We can't clear the song.
What? No lawyer's gonna tell Space Ghost what to do.
Number 6. The Tick.
Hello, Reno! I am the Tick!
As exciting as superheroes can be, they're also easy targets for parody.
Soon they will know me. Soon they will need me.
The Tick took steady aim at costumed crusaders for 3 hysterical seasons, and managed to keep its satire both biting and loving at the same time. The title character was one of the screen's greatest imbeciles, one given to vapid moralizing, but audiences can't help being drawn to the muscle-bound oaf. With invaluable sidekick Arthur, and parodies of such comic book stalwarts as Batman, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, The Tick is the rare parody that never wears out its welcome.
Wherever villainy rears its great big head, wherever evil sets its giant, ill-smelling foot, you will find The Tick.
Oh, and Arthur, his a sidekick.
Number 5. Rocko's Modern Life.
I'm not the wallaby I used to be.
So Rocko was this wallaby, see? A nice guy, very normal, with a fondness for blue shirts with purple triangles.
Come on, Hev. Let's work on our pecs. Why don't you try that one over there?
He'd have had a pretty quiet life if it wasn't for the fact that his friends were a bit crazy and he lived in a town run by a soulless evil corporation.
Ooh! Leftover pizza crust!
Rocko's Modern Life was sly and subversive, commenting on the social scene of the 90s and slinging political barbs at deserving targets.
You're fired!
It was also filled with great characters and featured scripts that were pitched at a knowing adult audience.
Till our paths cross again. See you tomorrow, Rock!
Hey, put some trousers on. You crazy kid, you.
Number 4. Clone High.
Well, brand new year, same old faces.
What would Abe Lincoln, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, and Gandhi be like if they were modern-day teenagers? Clone High answered that question, and brilliantly.
A girl is interested in me, and I'm not going to ignore it.
If I want you.
You want me to what? Forgot what you were going to say. Happens to me all the time.
Starting with the premise that a mad scientist has cloned these and other famous figures, Clone High took that idea and ran with it in absurd, outlandish, and frequently tasteless directions.
Hiya, Kennedy.
I invaded her bay of pigs, if you catch my meaning.
It only lasted 1 season, but its 13 episodes contain some of the most riotously funny, if occasionally offensive moments ever animated for the small screen.
Getting into a new show can be a little uncomfortable, but once you get to know the rhythm of it, you'll be on your knees begging for more.
Will you two girls keep it down?
Number 3. Gargoyles.
What could be strong enough to leave claw marks in solid stone?
Disney took a brave plunge into animated drama with Gargoyles, and the resulting series was truly memorable.
If they think we're beasts and monsters, then perhaps we better live up to the name.
Featuring a continuing plotline that connected individual story arcs, Gargoyles focused on creatures that live at night and become stone during the day.
Now here in Manhattan, the spell is broken, and we live again.
Called back to life after centuries in hibernation, the Gargoyles face modern challenges while fighting supernatural menaces.
Face me, human, if you dare.
It was blessed with superb animation, darkly compelling melodrama, and a sense of fantasy that made it stand out from the crowd.
It is the nature of humankind to fear what they do not understand. Their ways are not our ways.
Number 2. The Critic.
Hello, I'm Jay Sherman, and this is Coming Attractions.
Voiced by John Lovitz, Jay Sherman was acerbic, neurotic, and self-loathing. All the qualities one expects in a movie critic.
The only good thing about this film is the edible chocolate roaches they gave out. Wait a minute, edible roaches don't crawl. Edible roaches don't crawl!
The series in which he starred took a satirical scalpel to both the foibles of Hollywood and the stereotype of American family life.
Yeah, we tight.
I pity the fool who messes with the J-Team.
Shifting back and forth between Jay's own life and the truly over-the-top films he reviewed, The Critic was occasionally schizophrenic, but when it took aim, it never missed its mark.
Hey, Madonna!
Don't with me, hippo.
Hey, do you eat with that mouth?
Yeah, and I also and with it.
Its skewering of the movie industry has never been surpassed.
You sure lack shrimp, Mr. President. Did you say shrimp? I love shrimp. Shrimp cocktail, shrimp scampi, shrimp puffs, shrimp kebab.
I enjoyed this film, especially the buckets of fried shrimp they gave out at the premiere. Oh, I just remembered. I'm allergic to shrimp. Makeup!
Before we reveal our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Masked crusaders working overtime, fighting crime, fighting crime.
We will be victorious, not on my
watch. Sorry, Yumi.
A huge pile of reeking garbage! The way I feel right now, even garbage has lost its subtle charm.
Number 1. Duckman, Private Dick, Family Man.
I don't believe I caught your name.
You know who I am, pal. I'm the guy who put you away.
Oh, yes, Darkman. The Darkwing. Daffy.
Duckman.
Duckman, precisely.
Film noir was never as fun as it was when Duckman took it on.
She was the most beautiful dame I'd ever seen, and I never say dame except when creatively obligated by a film noir parody.
Featuring a duck gumshoe, brilliantly voiced by Jason Alexander, the show aimed squarely at adults, not kids.
Exhibit D4. Grandmama hasn't cut the cheese whiz once in the last 3 days. The air's so clear in here, we can actually see the other side of the room.
I didn't know we had a piano.
The title character was an unrepentant, sex-crazy alcoholic who on several occasions killed his seemingly unkillable assistants. Nothing was too dark for this show.
Good night, nurse.
Yet it remained screamingly funny, an examination of the unfairness of life and of the self-destructive way people respond to it.
I tell you, going inside a person's head and making omniscient and absolute decisions on things we couldn't possibly know for certain is exhausting.
It sure is. Let's go to the dispensary and relax.
It sounds heavy, but it wasn't. It was heavenly. In a cynical way, that is.
There'll be no sodomy, or you'll get a lobotomy.
Sorry, I thought he was catatonic.
Do you agree with our list? What other amazing underrated cartoon series should we have put on this list? For more animated top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Game over, man! Game over!
The hell?